Hi loves, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be showing you guys how to fix your broken makeup. I know when we drop our palettes or eyeshadows or any kind of powdered makeup, we always have that mini heart attack, hoping that our makeup does not break. Unfortunately, I did break two of my highlighters recently, and so I will be showing you guys how to fix those. If you're interested to know how to fix your broken makeup, then please keep watching. So here are my two broken babies, my Kat Von D Alchemist palette and my Becca Cosmetics Opal highlighter. So to be able to fix these, this is what we will be needing. We will be needing a spoon, a Ziploc bag or plastic, Q-tips, and rubbing alcohol. This is going to be my very first attempt at fixing broken powdered makeup along with you guys, so let's see how this goes. First, we're going to need to crush our makeup, and to do so, we're going to use a toothpick or a Q-tip, which is what I used, and we are going to press it all together and make a loose powder, make it as fine as we possibly can. And I was able to save quite a bit of product from the Alchemist palette. I wasn't able to save everything. And next, we're going to get our alcohol and our spoon, and we're going to put just a few drops of alcohol into our spoon. And from there, we're going to go ahead and pour that into the broken makeup. And just an FYI, the alcohol will not irritate our skin. The alcohol is going to evaporate because we are going to let this sit for a few hours after we're done mixing it all together. So now that the alcohol has been poured into the broken makeup, we're going to continue tapping it and patting it and swirling it around. This will create somewhat of a gooey consistency within the makeup, so you want to make sure that you get everything that is loose, all of the product, and make sure that it is all gooey. And if you need to add more alcohol, which in my case I did, then that is totally fine. You can add more. That's why I like to measure it with a spoon first and just add a few drops to begin with. And if I need more, I will add more as I go. Fixing the Alchemist palette was a little bit tricky because the pans are tiny. They are about the size of a quarter, so it was very tricky in making sure that I didn't have anything falling out and creating a mess. And just a side note, I did this on my bed. I had to put paper towels, which is what you see underneath the palette, just to make sure that I wouldn't get anything on my bed. So now that we have all of the powder nicely swirled, now we're just going to grab our paper towel or napkin, and we are just going to pat off any excess alcohol or any excess moisture from the alcohol. And while I was at it, I went ahead and cleaned up the edges just a tiny bit. I will go back later on and completely clean it off. So now we're going to grab our Ziploc bag or our plastic, and we're going to put it on top of our palette, and we are going to grab our spoon, and in a circle motion we are going to disperse the product and make sure that it has a flat and even top, and just try to make it look as closely as possible to the original version of it. And now we're going to grab our Q-tip, and we're just going to clean off any excess powder or alcohol that we might have in the surrounding area of the pan. And this baby is pretty much done. We're just going to let it sit for a few hours and let it completely dry. Now we're going to move on to my second broken highlighter, which is my Becca Cosmetics Opal highlighter. And again, with a toothpick or a Q-tip, we are going to crush it and create a very fine powder. Make sure that you get all of the product that is in the compact or in the pan. We want to make sure that everything that is in the compact is going to be mixed in with the alcohol. So once we have the powder completely crushed, now we're going to go ahead and grab our alcohol and pour some into our spoon. Remember, it's best to have less alcohol to begin with than more. You can always add more if you need more, which in my case I did. I underestimated it and I had to keep pouring alcohol over and over again until I got the right consistency. Remember, we want to have the entire powder that has been broken up mixed in with the alcohol, so we want to have that gooey consistency. Now that it's all been blended together, this is what it will look like. And next we're going to grab our spoon and we are going to disperse the product all throughout the pan. Try to make it look as smooth as possible. I also forgot to mention that this technique works just as great with any eyeshadow or blush or bronzer, any makeup that is pretty much powder. This would work just as good with that as well. What's great about this beauty hack is that you are able to salvage a lot of your makeup, especially if it's high-end makeup. I mean, who wants to throw away their high-end makeup and just buy a new one? You know, so I think this is a great technique. Now I'm going to grab my Ziploc bag, put it over my highlighter, grab something flat and round, and that will help me disperse the product even more and completely flatten it out. When you're doing this step, just make sure to not completely press down on the product. If not, it will come off with the plastic. Next, we're going to grab our paper towel or napkin and wipe off any excess moisture. And then we're going to get our Q-tip and very carefully we're going to clean up around the edges and wipe off any excess mixture that we got on the pan or the compact. And now that we're done, we're just going to let them sit uncovered for at least 12 hours and let them dry completely. So now that they have been sitting out for more than 12 hours on my vanity, I can honestly say that I am very happy with how they turned out. My technique seemed to have worked. They do not smell like alcohol, and of course they do not look the same way that they did when I first got them, but they seem to be holding up pretty good, so let's put them to the test. So the consistency of the Becca Cosmetics highlighter is feeling the same and looking the same. Like I said, there is no smell. And now for the Kat Von D Alchemist palette, it is also feeling and looking exactly the same as it did when I had first gotten it. So we can say that this beauty hack definitely worked, and I am very happy that both of my highlighters are back to normal and back to being intact. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video and would like to see more like this, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week.